Hello, everybody. Oh, new people here. Oh, welcome. Castle the Madge. Hello. Elizabeth so below. Zanka, Richard, James, Balim, and Landy. Hello. What's with the new icons? I have no idea. I've got a button up here that says top fans. I don't know. Let's see if we can find out just now. Hold on. I need to sort out the music. I just want to. I've put the witch core thing on, but I actually want to change it to. Oops, wait, I need to do this. Probably hear me better now. I'll change it to the Gothic one. Let's just get the actual music playing. Coming through at least. Okay, there we are. Right, let's go back here and have a look. Party hats. Looks like it, doesn't it? Sort of crowns. I don't know. I'm getting my patron sigil as a tattoo next week. Cool. Very nice. I need to find... What was this one? Here we go. Let's do some good old goth. The Hunger Mix. I have not heard this before. Right. Let's get the show on the road. No, that's not working. Here we go. There we go. Alright, so if I click top fans, okay. That's weird. Yeah, that thing, I don't know, that thing's a bit weird. I don't even know how to turn that off. Oh, hang on, let's see. Use moderation, no. No. Oh, Bella Lugosi's Dead is always a good song. Hi, Jono. Hello, Jono. Made it to part number 1. Hopefully, we only have part number 1 today. I'm just so tired of this bloody thing keep kicking me off. Let's hope for the best. Right. So, how's everybody been? How's your week been? This week has just been it's been exhausting. It's been a very long week. So I'm looking forward to a new week, although I don't think that next week's going to be much better actually. But we'll see. Let's do that. Alright. And my flu is getting better. That's good. Glad it's getting better. Flu is a pain in the arse. I hate flu. I hate being sick generally. James. It's been a heck of a week for me. Moved house yesterday. Oh god. And only just managed to get set up today. It's a real pain. Moving house is a bloody awful thing. As of so below, necromancy course all week. Well, you've been doing that for a while. It's quite a big course. It'll be a few months, I think. Okay. I actually haven't got a lot to talk about, so you guys can have to keep me keep me busy, I think. All the normal stuff. I think I announced it last week, but I'll do it again anyway. As above so below, I was talking about the necromancy course. So I have released that in all of its formats now, starting at the most expensive $80, which is you get the videos, or me. It's basically just watching and listening to me talk. And along with that, you get the scripted content through the modules, various modules. You get all of the guided meditations, recorded audios. So that's everything, and the videos. Then the $40 text version is same thing, it just doesn't have the video, so you read through the material yourself. Those are both on Witch Academy. Then I took the script, the entire thing, and changed that into a book version. So there's a paperback of that on my Lulu store, and a PDF on Patreon. And then if you are a subscriber of Everand, you'll find me on Everand. I did publish it through Smashwords. I haven't heard anything back. I'll have to go double check just to make sure it all went through. But you should find that on my profile on Everand. So all formats. The paperback was $24.97, I think. The PDF is $11.49. So I've just done different versions, depending on what people want, what they require. Obviously with the PDF and the paperback, you don't get the audios. With the text version and the video version on Witch Academy, you get the recorded audio guided meditations and rituals. There's quite a few of them. There's quite a lot of them. Yeah, there you go. That's that. John, a good question, Uncle. I'm interested in what chat is going through. I get the impression everyone is a bit overwhelmed with life at the moment. Yeah, I think that's going to be a continual thing for quite some time, unfortunately. It is quite a pain in the arse. James, I've started reading Twilight of the Godlings by Frances Young, turning out to be a really good approach to defining minor deities in folklore. Ooh, okay. That's not a book I haven't heard of. Twilight of the Godlings. I'm just doing my book searching. It's not an Everand bugger. Get through Amazon. Bloody hell, Kindle version, $39.49. I don't think I'll be getting that. Blimey. Okay, alright. Hope it's a good book. Jono, nice try sending an necromancy course, but I earn in rands, and you haven't said anything about zombies. No zombies in this version, very sorry. There are shades and hungry ghosts, but yeah, no living dead. Castle, been going through the hexagram and greater pentagram rituals. Stuff, yeah. I hope you're finding that worthwhile. It's something I did a very long time ago. Yeah. So, James, I'm happy to ship it to you once I'm done with it, Lee. Yeah, it's the problem shipping to South Africa as well. It's just a pain in the arse. Most of the time it just gets lost, because it usually ends up going through the post office, and our postal service here is I would say it's non-existent, but we actually went past. I went to Boxburg this past week, and we actually found a post office. We're just, yeah, they're all closed down here. The whole postal service is just up to shit. So I don't know if it's a good idea to do that anyway. Yeah. I can see if I can find it elsewhere. It's 2023 edition. I'm just coming back to the book. Oh, hang on a sec. Blimey. Yeah, in South Africa on Takealot it's 1,309 rand, which is quite excessive for a book. Oh, that is hardback. But in paperback anyway. Richard, finding a post office is like finding a telephone booth. Yeah, and then finding Superman inside the telephone booth. Yeah. Yeah, that book's not going to be read very soon, I'm afraid. Gee, on Amazon South Africa it's 1,364 rand. Bloody hell. That's like more than double of what a normal non-fiction is. Crazy. Maybe it'll be an Internet Archive at some stage. Not currently though. Oh, hang on. Aha, just found a PDF version. Cool. Yay for the internet. Check team. Yeah, don't think so. Well, have you covered Marky Andrus? I did. Yeah, it would have been part of the Female of the Week series because I went through all 72 of the Goetia spirits, so that should be there. Just do a search on my channel, you should find it there. James, I've just been looking for one too. Yeah, I found one on well, Scribed. So I'm just going to add it to my ever-growing list of books to read. One day I'll get around to finishing this list. Problem is, by the time I get around to actually reading the read next stuff or something like that, then I've just added another 50 books to it already. Hooray for theft, my favourite hobby. I know. I actually hate doing it, but you know, when a book's, it's just unaffordable. I can't afford it, and I don't know how anybody else. Well, you obviously did, but you know, it's just crazy. I mean, I've spoken about the book, The Holy Guardian Angel in the past, like a compilation of different authors. Fantastic! It's an absolutely brilliant book, and I was recommending it again today. And I just went onto Amazon just to share the link because it's not the title, The Holy Guardian Angel. It's quite a difficult book to find, and there's not one author to it. I mean, usually ascribed to Cacciatelli, but it's quite difficult to find. So when on Amazon, it's now, I thought it was 250, but it was actually $295 for a paperback. What is wrong with people? Anyway. Balem, Duke Valafol would be proud of you, Lee. Oh, thank you. I hope so. I hope they're all proud of me. James, it gets my Gertwin books so prohibitively expensive and only a few in print. If the money went to the authors and not the publishing houses, then I wouldn't mind paying. Yeah, I know. And you know, I the problem with myself with publishing books myself at the moment. Firstly, if I do a paperback, I have to I go do it through Lulu. I have for years. I might look at doing it through someone else soon, and just see if there's any benefits to it. But I've always done it through Lulu since my first book, which was like, I don't know, 11, 12 years ago. And now, when I can publish it on Lulu, no problem. But if I want to actually do global distribution through Amazon and Barnes and Noble and all this stuff for the paperback version, I have to order a copy. And to ship it here, I mean, this one I just did now. I think it was about $10 to print. That must have been a bit more than that. Oh, let's say, argument's sake, say it's $10 to print the book, and that's what I pay for the book. It costs me $36 to ship it, and that's the cheapest option. It goes from 36 up to 75 or something like that. So shipping it's a pain in the ass. I mean, the last time I did it as well, I went through the post office. Luckily, I actually got it. But you know, I'll probably lose the book anyway at the end of the day. So it's a huge waste of money. And then I earn, when it goes onto Amazon, I earn $1, you know, of a $25 book. I get $1. And even with doing I'm just going to carry on my rant now. Even if I do it through Smashwords and it's the ebook, the EPUB version, and that gets distributed to a load of different stores like Kobo. I think there's the Barnes and Noble ebook version. There's a whole list of them, right? And one of them, and they've actually separated the whole thing now because of all the requirements that they have. But Amazon Kindle, and whereas you might earn, I'm trying to remember the prices. Whereas you might earn like $7 if one of the books gets sold on one of the other platforms, it's $3 on Amazon. It's exactly the same thing. It's no different. It's the same EPUB version that gets distributed to everywhere, and everywhere else is the same price. But you know, Amazon has to take more. So it's a pain in the ass. I don't like Amazon. Although I do like it when people buy books through affiliate links, because then I can buy books to review. So there is that, but you know, apart from that, pain in the arse. Right, that's my rant finished now. Do you realise top fans badge thing? Weird. It's changing, hasn't it? You know, Jeff has to pay for that fancy wedding in Venice, yeah, and his bloody couple and everything else. James, $1 out of 25. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's why I just, you know, if you want to buy a paperback, go to my Lulu store. You know, the best option. For me, it's the same book at the end of the day, whether you get it through Amazon, whether you get it through Lulu. It gets printed by Lulu and distributed by Lulu. So, you know, just rather go there. When the revolution comes, books will be bloody accessible. Hope. I mean, there are some traditional witchcraft books which are old, and they're no longer in print. You know, like the Roebuck in the Thicket. I mean, books like that, they're no longer in print. A lot of them used to get published through Mandrake Press. I think it was Mandrake Press or Mandrake Publishing or something like that. And they were, you know, they're normal price books. But then Mandrake closed down, so all of those books, and then they went out of print. So all of those books, like, they're really expensive, but that's, you know, there's a good reason behind that, because it's very difficult to get. But, you know, I don't know. Some of them, especially new books that have gone through these fancy publishers and everything else, please, give me a break. You know. I think it's better to make stuff more accessible to more people. Could you link your Lulu store, please? I have a book addiction too. Yeah, sure. I can get the best way to get to the link. I never remember what it is. Let's. Here we go. This is just the paperback. So it's not all the books, because they're the small little ones, the Black Crow series. Wouldn't really work very well with on a print version anyway. Let me pin that. There we go. And yeah, there's also Once Around the Wheel there, which is actually the free Witchcraft for Beginners course that I put onto Witch Academy. Also just took that script and just changed it into a book. No problem, thank you. The computer's slow. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Alright. So, what's the topic of discussion today? Anybody interested in what's happening on the channel? Let's see. Tomorrow is the first Monday, so it is the Punk Magic video. That's your body as, what's it called? Your body as altar, weapon, and wound. And then I've got a question, which was actually Yolandi's question on Wednesday. Then we've got movie reviews. I've forgotten which ones they are now. Forgotten what they are now. And then that Wednesday is the Occult Revival, the online Occult Revival. Just discussing the pros and cons of the whole thing. You know, the Instagram feeds and all of that stuff, the benefits and the pitfalls, and you know what's good, what's bad, all that stuff. The Toltec Concepts video this month is going to be about impeccability. And then there's the next magic video, which is The Witch as the Ultimate Outcast. And then the book review, I'm actually going to do 2 this month. I was asked to review a fiction book. Enjoying it, but it's not, you know, it's about werewolves and vampires, and it's not really about magic. So the author just wanted to put the book in front of everybody, in front of an audience of people, to, you know, give it a bit of a boost. So I'll do that. I'll talk about that for a bit. But then I'm going to do The Witch's Devil by Roger J. Thorne. Reading that at the moment, brilliant. So I'm going to do 2 this month. Quick one on the fiction, and then we'll talk about the magic stuff in Roger J. Thorne's book. And then the Working with the Spirit of Water video, last Wednesday of the month. There we go. You cannot find the Andros video. Okay, hold on. I will find it for you. Studio. Yolandi, hold thumbs there. I get my mum admitted to hospital on the 10th. What question? My brain has to put up the vacancy sign. Okay, holding thumbs for that then. Andros. Okay, here is the Demon of the Week Andros video. So just check if it's on the lever. Daemon. So finish this off. No, one of the later ones, so I'll have to still add that to lever Daemon. But there's the video. I'm trying to think what else. There hasn't really been much else I've done. I've just been focused on getting that necromancy course out. The next one I'm doing is going to be hedgecraft, hedge riding. It's going to be very, very broad and general, actually. So, also again, quite a big course. There's going to be a few modules. So I've started on that. I started actually a while back, so I've got I think the majority of the script sort of written. I'm just going to go back and go through the whole thing, read through it, change it, take bits out that kind of put in that were crap, you know, all of that stuff. And then I'll do the same as I did with the necromancy course, so I'll give different versions. I'm actually debating whether I even bother doing the video recorded version, or whether just to do the text version. Don't know. Find out. What is hedgecraft, hedge riding? So it's traditional witchcraft, really. It's just, it has a focus on moving across the hedge, and when we're talking about the hedge, what we're talking about is the barrier between the worlds. So hedge riding is really about movement into and back and forth between this world and the spirit world. So it's working with spirits. We could, I don't really like saying this, but we could say that it is shamanic practice, because the basic definition of shamanic practice is aiding and healing the community by interacting with the spirits. So kind of liminal shamanism. Now we also, it can sort of extend into slightly different areas as well. I mean, that's the main thing, is riding the hedge. But you know, we can also think of it in terms of the witch as an outcast, really, because, you know, the hedge was kind of the boundary to the village, and then beyond that was the woods. and it was in the woods that the witch would live. So the witch was the outcast beyond the hedge. But you know, people went to the witch in the woods to get cures and love potions, all of that stuff. So you know, there's that barrier, that boundary that we find between society as well. So yeah, kind of overlaps. Obviously, it goes into a bit of herbal stuff. I mean, I'm not a herbalist myself, but the kind of basics in regards to hedge riding, creating flying ointments and stuff like that. Safe ones. I'm not going to go into the poison path at all. I'm going to direct people to like Kobe Michael's books, but I'm not talking about that. That's beyond me. Yeah, not going to do that. You got there first. Oh yeah, with the shamanism thing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about this one. It's very quiet. Oh, we've got we've got like 14 people. So everybody's here by the looks of it. I think June was just a tough month for everybody. We're all recovering actually. James, that sounds right up my street. We'll definitely check that out. Cool. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. I actually want to know from you guys if you, as I said, I mean, for the necromancy course, I've done the video and just the text version. And would you prefer just the text version? Obviously, it's half the price. The text version is half the price of the video version, because there's a lot more time I have to put into the videos. But I know some people don't or prefer to actually listen. To prefer audiobooks over reading text and things like that, which is why I did it. But as I said, it's just the price goes up quite a bit because of the amount of time I have to spend recording and editing and everything else. But yeah, I don't know. I'll do it. The option will be there then, or whoever wants it. Stick my finger in front of the camera probably. Here we go. It was not on silent. There we go. Maybe do an audiobook. Yeah, it's actually going to be the same as recording video though. The only difference is that you can see my face, but the time spent recording and editing ends up being the same at the end of the day. I have been contemplating doing audiobooks. I don't know. I guess I should do them at some point. Andrea, hello Andrea. How are you? Thank you for joining. We're coming to the end of the song now. Well, it's the end of the song for me. I guess there's a delay, so it's halfway through for you. Richard, the first 6 months of January was the toughest. I'm not going to argue that. Absolutely. June was just an awful month. Andrea says hello everyone. Hello Andrea. That's actually the second time this song's played now. First one was the Hunger Mix. Yeah. And next is one of my favourite Susie and the Banshees. Well, originally one of their songs, but it was a cover. Dear Prudence, love it. Which is your all-time favourite, Bela Lugosi or Dear Prudence? I know it's Bela Lugosi. Just asking. I'm trying to think what we can talk about. So everybody's just very quiet. There's no questions today. Richard, for some reason I have to post every comment twice. I get an error whenever I comment the first time. It's stupid YouTube. Well, that's weird. YouTube's a pain sometimes. I am going to go to the bathroom. Just going to announce that publicly. I'm actually going to leave this screen on and just turn off my video and mic and see if that works okay. So I'll be back just now. I'm going to leave the music on and everything. Yeah, I'll come back just now to the question, James. Alright, see you just now. Right, I is back. Right, let's get to. Oops, no, that's too. Strange question. Oh, yeah. Have you ever come across werewolf magic? I don't know what reminded me of this, but about 20 years ago, I recall a couple of books coming out, but they didn't stick in my brain. Yeah, I've come across it. The trouble with this, especially the werewolf thing, you do, well, especially the werewolf thing, it usually ends up coming back to some kind of neo-Nazi practice. It's just, I don't know, you just find it seeping in there, and then it seeps through into various left-hand path practices and stuff like that. But, I think, when it comes to like werewolf magic and vampire magic and stuff like that, there's some stuff that you can sort of tap into. I mean, like, kind of like channeling. Oops, sorry, moving my mic over. Kind of like channeling the Kerberos or the Hounds of Hecate's Hounds of Hell and things like that. There's that kind of aspect to it. I don't really know if I would even call that werewolf magic, but I think this needs to kind of stay in the realm of the otherkin. There are people out there who are otherkin. They do have fey blood, and things like that. There are I've known vampires, and there are therefore werewolves. I've known dog elves. I've known a lot of different otherkin through the years, and a lot of it becomes fantasy, a lot of it's genuine, and I think it needs to stay in those realms. The problem is when people start thinking that they can become a werewolf or become a vampire when it's not in their nature to begin with, that starts to end up becoming a fantasy thing, and that's what you usually find in left and path stuff. So yeah, it's a tricky area again. Jono, just to get a topic going, what's your favourite method for cursing? Candle spells are tidy, jar spells are strong and good magic. What do you guys do? Yeah, that's a good question actually. I like to create servitors for that type of thing, or I'll work with specific Goetia spirits. I obviously have to go looking for one whenever something like that comes. I don't do curse work very often, so I don't have like a list that I work with. But it'll be Goetia spirits or servitors. Channeling rage into it as well becomes quite a potent thing. Landy, with the full moon in Capricorn, it will be better this month. Let's hope. Yes. I'm sure you're talking about July as opposed to June. June being a shitty month. Jono, and then we were in darkness. No, I was just in darkness. You were all okay. And hey, Landy, the sun has been up to something lately too. Past few days have really scrambled me, and it's got a solar flavour to it. I haven't even considered that. Yeah. Landy at James, it should get better now, hopefully. Richard Lee, did you wash your hands? I did. Thank you for asking. Yes. Make my bathroom habits public. Yeah, why not? Andrea, to my great question. I just focus my intent and kapow, except for getting out into the kitchen. You're still not in the kitchen, damn it. James, yeah, I can understand that. I imagine that there was a cultural moment when a certain movie series came out that got a lot of folks wanting to become werewolves. Yeah, probably. I forgot the name of that movie series now. What the bloody hell was it? I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, I think werewolf the werewolf idea goes back long, in movies, you know, even back to Werewolf in London from I think it was the 60s. It's probably some before that as well. It's yeah, no, it's the problem is with basically the otherkin. Therio, what are they called? Therio. Blah, blah, blah. I'll find the name. Therio or something. Theriomorphs? Therio. What the name? Therion. Just Therion. There you go. So yeah, the two titles are Therians or Otherkin, and you know it's a real community. It really is. As I said, there's yeah, James Therian, and it's a genuine thing that there's just so many people who kind of get fascinated by it and then start the whole fantasy thing. So it becomes a bit. It's sad actually. Black Magic Society. Hello, hello. Greetings, mages. Welcome. Thank you. James, John, I prefer not to do curse work. I have a lot of, a bit of a mean streak that I don't like to feed. On the rare occasions, I prefer chucking defecciones into the local rivers. Yeah, why not? That's actually a good idea to feed that mean streak every now and again. I think it's actually a necessary thing. You know, I discovered this years ago when my my mean streak, my bad side, my negative side, I don't know what to call it, the beast in me, kind of came through quite tangibly actually. And I made a deal with it that I would let it out every now and again, and I would feed it, because otherwise we keep it caged up, and that's like society tells us we have to keep these parts of ourselves caged up, and they're not acceptable in modern society and everything else. That's bullshit. They're part of us. They need to be let out every now and again to roam and play and everything, all that stuff. So yeah, feed them. And the other chameleons are another favourite. I'm just what's on the playlist. Oh, James. Message gone. What are defecciones, please? Do you want me to explain? They are Roman curse tablets, basically. Roman? They were Roman. They weren't the Greek versions. Hang on, let's have a look. Defecciones. Yeah, curse tablet. Well, the Greek version was called the Catadesmos. The Latin is the Tabella Defectionis. Defectio. So you basically take I think it was usually actually a piece of iron or lead. There we go, a sheet of lead, and you scratch the curse on the lead, and so you use it that way. Oh, they were sometimes discovered along with small dolls or figurines. So used them alongside pocket magic. So the figurines resembled the target and often had both their feet and hands bound. Those tablets also included hair or pieces of clothing, so you can add tag locks to the tablets themselves. Old magic. Trying to find if the earliest one I have ever discovered. It was the Bath curse tablets, Bath in England. All but one of the 130 tablets concerned the restitution of stolen goods. Over 80 similar tablets have been discovered in and about the remains of a Temple of Mercury nearby at West Hill, Ely, making southwestern Britain one of the major centres for finds of Latin depictiones. Cool, hey. Oh, Yolandi said, I don't want that side of me to come out, it's scary. The problem is if you keep it locked up for too long, it's gonna come out at some stage and then it becomes scarier. I think if you treat it like part of you, it just becomes part of you. And can be very useful actually. It's all got to do with shadow work as well. Accepting those parts of ourselves that we hide away from everybody else and ourselves. So, gotta do the shadow work. James and Andrew, curses inscribed onto ledge. I write on stones that don't have lead. Roman and Greco-Egyptian practice. Yeah. Andrew, yes, please. Andrew, James, does it work well? John, even if you don't curse, we're witches. People should know we're the most dangerous things in the woods at night, as Terry Pratchett said. Or what was it? Granny Weatherwax, yes. We should at least know how to do it. Yes, I think it is, if we want to learn how to cure, we need to learn how to curse. We need to learn how to do both. And I mean, I've done curse work to cure people. So, they go hand in hand. You landed at James, you can try sinkers. Oh yeah, used for fishing, they are made of lead, yeah. In fact, their lead is quite soft, so you can actually take the sinkers, they're not that expensive, and just pound them a bit, and you'll have a flat surface. That's a good idea. Castle, I've learned doing Xing Yi, and Pema has helped my anger side, or whatever you would like to call it. Yeah. I think that the thing with this whole, when it comes to our anger, all these parts that we want to kind of hide away, because we're told they're not acceptable. The shadow work aspect of it and things like that. Once we actually get to know it, we gain control of it, and that's really the aim. That's really the goal: is to have control of everything regarding yourself, all of your sides, everything. You're, bringing all of your parts into union, bring them all together, and making them. Realizing the whole package is who we are, and as I said, we gain control of that. We become masters of our own ego instead of the other way around, and that's what magic's about. So, James and Andrew, I found it hit and miss, to be honest. If you have a good relationship with the spirits of water, you drop it in, they tend to do better. I do remember a lot of the old iron curse tablets, the Roman iron curse tablets. A lot of them would actually put them in fire, and not just the forge fires and their hearth fires and things like that. So fire's also a good option there, especially when it comes to cursing. Andrew, Jono, yes, I am the most dangerous thing out there. Andrew is definitely the most dangerous thing out there. James, that's a good idea. I might pop down the bait shop. Yeah, it is a very good idea actually. Black Magic Society, if you don't deal with the shadow self, the archetype will devour you. Yeah. I think eventually, that side kind of comes out at some point, and it usually comes out like a bottle top blown off type thing. So I lose control when it comes out. That's the whole thing. As I said, it kind of builds up, creates pressure. So if you let it out to play every now and again in a controlled manner, then you start to gain mastery over it, and you tend not to lose control. In fact, you tend to have situations where you can become the observer, step back, and if you feel it can be a useful addition to what's happening, then you can let it come out, you know. But it's more of a controlled fashion. Andrew, if you can't hex, you can't heal. Exactly. James, I let the mean streak out in little bits through martial arts. Less likely to hurt someone through layers of padding. Yeah, also that. I mean, you can also bring yourself... using rage in magic is a great thing to do, and, you know, if you want to let it out, you can bring about the rage and let it come out and then change it into something else. You know, kind of focus it into a little ball and transmute it into something completely different, like healing or happiness or whatever it is, and then reabsorb it as this new thing. So kind of recycle your own energy at the end of the day. Richard, Jono, I have never had to do an actual curse. Things usually work out the way they are supposed to. Doesn't mean I don't know how. Yeah. It's good to know how. Don't have to do it though. Casso was taught the curse before the light, so I understand the meaning of the power that God has granted us. Yeah. Dragon, hello Dragon. Glad you could join. But my society has a Pisces, which is a mirror. Let mine out in the same way someone else lets it out on me. That's good for both. Yeah. Absolutely. James at Castle. I also do Hammer. What system are you learning? What's this Hammer? I haven't done Hammer. Now I've got to go find this new thing now. People are giving me more and more work to do. Terrible. All I can find is a Dutch variety chain store. European martial arts. Okay. Let's try that then. Martial arts. Oh, wait, Emma. Martial arts. There you go. Gave it to me anyway. Andrea, absolutely. I made friends with my demons. They're ready to protect my loved ones and me. Yep. Oh, that's interesting. Historical European martial art. Cool. Involving swords and other weapons from the medieval and Renaissance periods. Oh. It's a community. Whoops. It's a community effort to revive these dead arts. I like that. It's battle axes and stuff as well. I like that. That's cool. I'll have to look into that more. Jono, I made my Saturn talisman from the biggest lead fishing sinker I could find. I could feel its energy in my cupboard for months after I created it. It's calmed down a bit since I made it, which I'm glad for. No plan for destroying it, which is maybe a mistake. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, can you destroy it? That's the problem. Probably not. Magic Society, know thyself seems to get bypassed. Means something in the Western tradition, meaning 100% what it says. All magic begins and ends with psychology. It's the first hermetic principle. Yeah, that's why. I mean, when I started out, we didn't follow the idea of shadow work. It kind of crept in. For a lot of people who are interested in psychology and Jungian psychology specifically, so they would have obviously come across it. But it wasn't something that we kind of spoke about. It was this idea of know thyself. Jono's going to love me for saying this. we did have things like the black and white mirror, or the black and white soul, I can't remember the terminology exactly, within Barden's work, which kind of is shadow work really, but it wasn't, it's become more and more of a huge focus on the idea of just doing shadow work. And I think the difficulty is, there's two problems with it that I've seen keep arising. Is that firstly, people are given the impression that shadow work is just about the negative traits that you have. It's not. It's negative and positive. All of the things that you hide from yourself and from everybody else. The other thing is that this idea, or the impression people are given, that you do shadow work for a period of time and then that's it for the rest of your life. No, you do shadow work for your entire life. It's something that you never stop doing. So, yeah, know thyself. I prefer know thyself to this whole idea of shadow work personally. But I'm an old fart overall, so. Andrea, great music. It's the dark and gothic mix. Castle at James. Don't have one really go off the English, German, Italy, and French schools. My Xingyi is Hebai from the main family, and my Wing Chun is from William Fang, that dude. Dragon, can you call or summon entities in the astral temple and do working with them to affect physical plane? I would advise against pulling any entity or person into your astral temple. Your astral temple is your own self. It's your inner temple. It ties in greatly with your own personal psyche. Don't bring other people into it, because they become influences within your psyche then, which can lead to psychosis. What you can do, and what I advise doing, what I do, is I have particular rooms or doors that I open from my astral temple, and then I step beyond the astral temple into various astral realms. So you're moving from your astral temple into deeper astral realms, and then you can go work with the entities there. And yes, it works very well. Very, very well there. In fact, in modern demonology, Connolly and the Kant stuff talks a lot about doing ascension work. You actually go to the realms of the demons, and I do that through my astral temple. I have a specific door where I draw the sigil of the spirit on the door, and it starts to glow, and then at some point it kind of unlocks, and then I step through it, and it's just like void space. But I've now stepped beyond my own astral temple, my own inner temple, right? So I'm moving into their realm within the astral. And then it's like this void space, and then the scene starts to unfold, and it's that particular spirit's realm, their area of the astral. Dibs, hello Dibs. That's okay. Not that late actually. Oh, okay. Been on for an hour already. Didn't know that. Kerry's here. Hello, Kerry. Doing Hema since I was 5 years old. Oh, cool. That's cool. Black Magic Society. Shadow work is the ongoing synthesis of the magic arts. Yeah. Well, I think it's purely Jungian psychology, but anyway. Heart James, that Castle of the Mad sounds cool. I've been learning Yore for about 2 years. I'm looking at doing Maya for another perspective on Longsword. Little stuff over my head. Going over. You guys can talk amongst yourselves about that. Don't know what's going on anymore. Jono Uncle, good point about keeping the astral temple personal, but absolutely we can meet entities on the astral plane. It's actually easier. We're meeting the spirits halfway. Yeah, Yeah, I like to go to their house, type of thing, rather than pulling them into our realm. I just prefer to go to their house and talk to them there. I think it's just I find it more respectful. That's if I want to talk to them. If I'm just purely petitioning their energy to add to magic, then I'll just pull in the energy into my space. So I need to work with it here. But that's a different situation altogether. Well, that brings us to the end of that one. Wait, somebody else to ask a question. I've lost my place. Here we go. Oh, there's lots of people here today. Kerry, it's so nice to see all of you here today. Thanks for joining. I've been buried in research all week. I'm not able to practice. Yeah, it's been a weird week. Again, the week before that was even weirder. So. Castle Sigmund Ringek's Knightly Arts of Combat. Ooh. Sword and Buckler Fighting, Wrestling and Fighting Armor by David Lindholm. Peter Murphy, indeed, yes, this is Peter Murphy. Uncle, what does your astral temple look like? Mine is a clearing in a forest next to a hill. It made itself. It's weird, I didn't choose that. Quite often they do make themselves, and I've had rooms that just make themselves. Mine starts off as like an antechamber. It's a bit like a cave. And I've got it kind of changed recently because I've got upper and I can go up. Yeah, I go up a level, and I get to my original astral temple, which is just a series of doors, so for all different things. And then I go down, and that's a forest setting. And it has the pathways leading off into the 4 directions, but I can sit at the tree in the middle. Do work there as well, but I can go into the different directions and go into the different landscapes. It's massive. It's huge, let's put it that way. A lot of stuff I do in my astral temple. Andrea learnt self-defense for women. Brutal. Should be. Also taekwondo. When I was a kid in England, I was in England before I moved here. I remember throwing my dad around the lounge. So that was before I was 10. I did Aikido. There's a lot of throwing in Aikido, but that was fun. And there was a bully in my class. He was an arsehole. I didn't like him. And I don't think I would want to enter someone's astral temple. The idea is just strange for me. It shouldn't be done anyway. As I said, we shouldn't be bringing people or entities into our own psyche, basically. That's what it boils down to. That's really cool. Castle Sekhmet came to me on Thursday. I wish to work with me, trying to find good stuff for our altar. That's actually one name that has been coming up a lot more in the past 2 or 3 years, actually. But specifically segment. Quite interesting. Warrior goddess. Goddess of medicine. Solar deity. Never been into the Kemetic Egyptian magic myself. But I just find it interesting that specific one's been coming up more and more and more and more last few, well, 2 or 3 years, I think. James is still on about swords and bucklers. Fascinates me. Okay. Ooh, we've got Diamanda Gallus coming up on this playlist. Love Diamanda Gallus. He's weird. Right. Jono, Yolandi, Luna and I will never visit each other's astral temples, even though we're getting married. That space is personal and sacred. Absolutely. Yeah. Totally agree with that. And music is fantastic as always. Oh yes, I know. I've always enjoyed this playlist. Put it on my Spotify for ages. It's a good one. This new thing, this top fans thing, is weird. You see, Landy was top fan #1, and now it's James, followed by Jono. What the hell is this? 150 XP. I've got oh, here we go. I've got an explanation here. Top fans and XP. What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. Okay. How do you get on the leaderboard? You'll need to collect experience points, or XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages. Send super chats and super stickers. What the? They're even making the bloody chatting for everybody competitive. I mean, this is ridiculous. And I can't switch the damn thing off either. Oh, Andrew was asking. Yeah. I don't like these experience crowns. I don't like them either. They're just weird. It's because it's a competitive society, you know. So you're all competing with each other to get James is leading, because he's the #1 crown at the moment. It's ridiculous. James Castle, the Mad Red Beer Ale might be a nice offering to segment. Oh, yeah. I actually need to go and get some ale again, because the guys are in Santa now. But there's only one place in Joburg, I think in South Africa actually, where you can actually get proper ale, and they're here in Santon. And you can't. They don't distribute to the bottle stores anymore. They used to years ago. They used to distribute. They used to be in Rudolph. But now they're only in Santon, and you have to go to them to get the ale, to buy the ale. I used to love giving some red ale and dark ale as offerings. Landy, I don't have the energy for this fan thing. Whoever leads, lead away. And it keeps changing. It's just like, it's ridiculous. Castle I don't drink. I've been sober for 17 years, but I'll get for her. Andrea, how come I've never had a crown? I'm always talking. I don't know. Keep going. You see, Yolandi and James are #1 now. Go, guys. You can do it. You can do it. You could earn real life points by yapping. Good point. Yolandi, I've never had ale in my life. I love ale. Oh my, especially red ale. Or the red ale these guys used to make anyway. Really nice. It's better than beer. Yeah. Gary, I'm getting excited about meeting my HGA. Thanks for the HGA book reference with Mike Cacciatelli. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a brilliant book. I was actually talking about it earlier. Can't believe that it's now. It's actually $295 on Amazon. It's an insane price. It really is. But it really is a good book, and as I said, it gives you a better understanding of this concept of the HGA. And it is still very much based in ceremonial magic approaches, but it does bring in, there's one author in there who's actually a voodoo practitioner, as far as I remember, so he speaks about it from the perspective of the Metet, being the holy guardian angel and things like that. So it gives you a better idea that it's not just focused within one tradition, which would be like Thelema or Golden Dawn or something like that. You find the concept of the HGA under different titles, under different names within all traditions. Another good book you might want to get is Holy Daimon by Frater Acha. Yeah, Acha. I say that because he actually looks at it from a completely different cultural perspective again, you know, and goes into the PGM and things like that. But yeah, we all think, you know, get this idea of we have to have a knowledge and conversation with the Holy Guardian Angel. Therefore, we have to do Liva Samek or Sacred Magic of Brahman. Don't have to. There's a lot of different ways to go about doing that particular practice. So, Sweet Unicorn, hello. Thanks for joining. I'm new. Curious, which tier would I buy to be a part of the Punk Magic? There's no actual tier for the Punk Magic. I'm just talking about it on my YouTube channel. If you do want to help me out, any tier. The $3, it starts at $3 tier, where you get the guided meditations, but Punk Magic itself is purely just YouTube. I'm not monetizing that at all, because it's Punk Magic, you know. So yeah, as I said, if you do want to support me, because you know I have to pay bills like everybody else, just any tier, whatever you can afford, basically. James, hi, Kerry, I dumped into you on Reddit earlier. How you doing? Oh, okay. The problem is I don't know whose books to read or not. About what specifically? That's why we ask on here. If anybody else has book recommendations and things, then you know, they can also chip in. And hello, Sweet Unicorn, welcome, join us. Sorry, I'm a silly son. Jono, Andrea, what Uncle Red is it resets every stream? Yeah, but it's also changing within the stream itself, the crown thing. Weird. it keeps changing depending on who's more active in the chat, and it's like, as I said, stupid, competitive. I don't like competitive chatting. You can try to spam the chat now and see what happens. Yeah, Yolandi's #1 again. I don't want my crown, please take it away. I don't want people to think of. Oh, Jello, come on. Castle, I've discovered a lot of other people dying and coming back like myself. I've had a lot of spiritual experiences and gifts given to them, and they seem not to know how to use them to help others. Yeah, it is a bit of a problem. And what you'll find is if you know, having a near-death experience, the way I've always kind of seen it and explained it and had discussions with people over the years about is that it ties in quite extensively with the idea of soul loss. Now, the idea of soul loss is that when we go through a traumatic experience, we filter out a lot of the trauma in order to be able to manage life again. And what happens is our soul, a portion of our soul, gets lost in the underworld, the other world, and it goes and hides there. And that's why we do soul retrieval. We, go and find the lost soul parts and we bring them back and kind of repair ourselves. Now, if you have a physical shamanic death experience where you actually have a near-death experience, then the same thing happens because it is a very traumatic experience. Oh, sorry, just to go back. So when you go through a traumatic experience or you have a really bad health problem and just portion of your soul gets lost in the underworld, it leaves a hole in your soul, and that usually gets filled up with illness or disease, which is why we take on illnesses and become sick and everything else. Now, when that happens in the shamanic death experience, the same thing happens. The portion gets removed, but the whole shamanic death experience also has this aspect where our soul gets ripped to pieces and then put back together again with power. But the whole gets filled with power, not with disease, and it's those gifts that you come back with. And a lot of people don't know how to handle that because they don't have a community that they can go to in order to try and understand what's going on. I found it very difficult myself, and it took me years to try and figure out the whole thing. So yeah, anyway, that's my explanation. Andrew, Jono, not got a competitive bone in my body, but I'll try. Sonnet Yolandi, have you heard of Pardon? Here we go again, oh god. I don't know which authors are full of crap and which are for real. Yeah, that's why, just ask. If you want book recommendations, I'm sure I can give you some. Depends on the topic as well. I can give you some. I'm sure other people here can chip in as well. John, KHNO, I still have to buy Barden's books. Don't tell him that. Castle, depends on your working. Yoli, what books you want? Yeah. Magnus Opus, hello, welcome. I'm thinking of making a service to help me in clearing the exam to get a job. How can I effectively use it? What do you mean by clearing the exam to get a job? I feel like I'm missing something here, or I'm misinterpreting something. Clearing the exam to get a job. Oh, I'm assuming you mean passing, as in clearing. So that would be more along the lines of gaining. You see, I would actually pull in planetary aspects. Sorry, my mind's just gone blank all of a sudden. Mercury would be pretty good there for communication, for mental aspects, especially if you've got an exam you have to do. Quick thinking, all of that stuff. Pull in Mercury. You might want to pull in some Saturn for order. You know, getting things done. That type of energy. Yeah, well, I think mostly Mercury energy, so pull in Mercury energy, add that to the servitor. If you want to add an element, air, for the mental aspect to it. Yeah, I'll just do air for that one. In the process itself, if you also do some work after you've done the exam, you can use fire to get them to kind of make a decision quickly in your favor. You could use earth to solidify the previous working and solidify the whole process, but that would be after the taking the exam to get the job thing. So yeah, I'd go in that direction. Castor flatlined for 4 minutes straight and came back, then did again as an adult, then came back. It's an interesting experience. Oh, it's wildly interesting. It's not something I want to do over and over again. I actually met somebody online years ago who just kept getting struck by lightning. It was the weirdest thing. They must have been struck by lightning like 4 or 5 times in their lifetime. I don't know why. They were just this bloody lightning conductor. They had multiple near-death experiences all the time as well. Andrea, sweet corn, feet unicorn, no problem. We're a good bunch of witches, heretics, heathens, pagans, and lightworkers. I'm just daft. And it's nice to meet you. Yes, absolutely. Yolandi, who is leading the leaderboard here at number 1. My path is more domination orientated. Yeah. Harry France Barden at Jono. Yeah, that's the Barden he's talking about. He's always talking about Barden. Andrea at Magnus Opus. Good evening. Best of good luck with that. Yeah. James, I found that following extended mental health trauma, I would experience really vivid prophetic visions. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess it depends on the trauma itself, really, but I could imagine that. Yeah. Andrea, Yoli, salty. I forgot to add divinators, readers, energy workers, whole bunch of us. Magic users, there you go. Jono, Barden's books are free online, the copyright expired. Sorry for the all caps thing. I'm kind of passionate about Barden. No, really? You would have never guessed. His books are expensive, might be cheap to print and bind the book yourself. Yeah, you can get them all free online. Actually, that's just for anybody who is interested in reading Barden's works. Let me just pull up the titles, because there's a specific order you kind of want to read them in as well. It starts with Initiation into a Meta. And then I think it's Magical Evocation. Yeah, it starts with Initiation into Metics. I think the other two read at any stage really, but there's the Key of the True Kabbalah, and then the Practice of Magical Evocation, which is his own evocation system, which is very interesting. And there's also Frabato the Magician, which I loved. So that was a great book. I don't think he wrote that. I'm sure that was written by someone. It's like a biography. Who wrote? Let's do this. Gremlins? No, don't tell me there's Gremlins. Am I not streaming? Okay. It says excellent condition. Hopefully I'm still going. James, any way to get the visions without having to lose my mind for 6 months? First, practice. Just keep practicing. And practice with the scrying method. Probably gonna be your best bet. Ideally being able to control them, because my biohack was almost not worth it to see a 3-second window of a commute ahead of time. Yeah, I think practice scrying, get a dark mirror or just a bowl of water, a black bowl, put some water in it. There's lots of things you can add to it and experiment with. But just practice with scrying will probably help. Castle. Pictionary of the Tarot. Oh, I don't know which book you're talking about. It's a good book. By Arthur Edward Waite. Or Work with Astaroth. I actually prefer Vasigo for divinatory work. Kerry at Jono will look for Barden in the Internet Archive of Commons. You can get Barden's books everywhere. It's available on any PDF download site. But it is on Internet Archive. In fact, if you go to Internet Archive, oh, that's right, got Fabata. Hang on, we're going to go to Negotiations Hermetics. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's not badly priced. It's 577 Rand on Loot. Here we go. On Internet Archive. And on Internet Archive you can download it as PDF or EPUB or whatever. So it's all over the place because it's all free everywhere. Andrea Tarot Readers, Crystal Gaze, Astrologist. So now I'm going to hold you to that, Kerry. Andrea, and I still have no crown. Oh no. Okay. Jono's gone to number 3 now. He's starting to lag behind. Barden wrote for Barter. Oh, okay, alright. I thought it was actually somebody else. Balem, James, have you worked with any infernals for shadow work? Prince Leviathan is known for that sort of work. I have also heard others have good experiences with President Balak for it. Yeah, I like working with Leviathan. Carriage on will do. Andrea, sweet unicorn. I hope I haven't put you off. Sorry, I've got a dark streak. Andrea, stop worrying so much. Lowton, hello, try that again. Hello, Lowton. All of my near-death experiences were when I was young and were all air-related, curiously. Mine was air-related, actually. I assume you're talking about you can't breathe properly. Yeah. Andy, who is still leading at number 1. I can never remember when doing candle magic, if you want something to come to you, do you write from the top of the candle to the bottom or vice versa? This changes between practitioners, to be honest with you, but the usual, I think the most common way to view this is you write from the bottom to the top. You want to move it towards the flame type of thing. If you are wanting to banish things, get rid of things, you go down to the base. So from tip to base. Balem, have you listened to the band called Person? I think I have. Sort of proto-metal. I think you'll enjoy that band. I'll give it a listen later. I'm sure I've heard them. James at Balem, Leviathan was tapping on my proverbial door lately. I might have to touch base them. Yeah, Leviathan's great. Leviathan is great from the perspective of kind of balancing emotions. I always find that when I usually work with Leviathan in grief work when people have lost a loved one, and then I call Leviathan in because he allows them to still experience all the emotions that they need to go through, but they're able to manage it a lot easier, and it's not like these extreme emotions. He kind of balances out the emotions, so you still get the experience you need, you still go through those emotions, but it's kind of easier to manage. But I love Leviathan for that type of work. Castle, I go for the not sure what that is. Third top usually. I'm lost. From the top. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's different to what I would do. Yeah, as I say, it's different for everybody. And when you are dressing the candle as well. Some people will go from the center to the top and then from the center to the bottom. Some people will go from the base to the top. Some people will go from the top to the base. And then also it depends on if they're doing work that they want to bring something in or push out. It'll be the opposite direction on the candle when you're dressing it. So it differs. Whatever feels right for you at the end of the day. Let's put it that way. James, thanks for the advice. I will likely go the water route as on good terms with the water spirits around here. Cool. Yeah. Water's fantastic to work with. Andrea, you know, a great question. Lowton was born not breathing and then almost choked once. Rather ironic, given my username now, I think, yeah. Andrea, you know, I forget that Buckhand might be too. Balem at James, if you are connected to water spirits, then I think you could also maybe find a marquee to work with for shadow work. I associate them all with water, but some stronger than others. Cool. That's all. Sorry, Lee. For? Not sure what you're sorry for. No need to be sorry. Andrea Lowton, hi there. I had an NDE. It was total unconditional love and felt like home. That's nice. Mine didn't. Fighting for my life. Carry it, James. I ordered a book on planetary intelligences and can help you with conjuring these entities if you wish. Andrea, yep. Absolutely. John, also copyright expired on the pictorial key. It's free online. Yeah, also that one. Lots of the old books that are free copyright or copyright expired. Oh, we went past the Amanda Carlos. I don't even remember hearing it. Oh yeah. Andrew, Jono, your crown's gone. But I haven't got. Yeah, no, Jono's crown's gone. Oh, goodness. Jono, you lost your crown. Damn it. You're gonna have to start talking more. Listen, Andrew. Mine happened so long ago that I don't really remember much of them. Castle's message is gone. We ever wanted was everything. Grab some water.
Eat jelly, sandwich bars and barbed wire, squash.
James at Palim. Have a word with my guides and see which marquee are open to together. That's all, Mr. Lee. How's your 5-element form going? Have you got to Santai stance yet? What's the Santai? I've never heard of Santai stance. I've actually been quite inactive lately, so I need to get back into all of this stuff. Are you talking about the Santishi, also known as the 3 body stones? Fundamental standing posture in Xing Hu Chuan. Is that the one you're talking about? But no, I haven't, is the answer, because I don't know what that is. Well, obviously not. Lawrence, funny enough, my natal chart has next to no air placements in it too. I feel like the universe is having a laugh sometime. James, a carrier might take you, no. But so I want to get the lay of the land first. Am I okay to message you on Discord? Andrea, more Bauhaus. I love Bauhaus. This is one of my favourite Bauhaus songs. Jono, thank goodness it's gone. Happened after I sent a message with lots of swearing, which got blocked. Really? Oh, you're a rebel, Jono. Kerry. Good. Okay, there we go. Castle. Qingyi is an internal martial art. It helps balance the organs and the body and energy going through the meridians. So let's get it right. Yeah, I'm just going with the flow at the moment, to be honest. Andrea at Lowton, you're right, it's always humorously inclined. We see who's on the leaderboard for the top fans. Oh, Yolandi's number 1. There we go. Holding the position. James is number 2, and the Truth is number 3. Oh, there we go. I don't know why. Oh, that's Balem. That's the Truth. Balem is number 3. There we go. You guys rock. Kerry, I'm still mad about the Grimorian Verum not having a car, isn't it? Why? Why? It's a completely different Grimoire. Got completely different spirits on it. I mean, Clawneck doesn't appear in any of the other Grimoires, apart from Grimorian Verum. So, yeah. It's a bit like saying that you read the Rig Veda and you're upset because you didn't find the goddess Persephone in that, something like that. It's completely different text. So, yeah. Andrea will be back. Castle, is your Discord free? Yes, it is absolutely free. Have you got the link? I think you need the link. You can let me know. I'll go grab it quickly. The expires in 7 days link. Yolandi Mino, like he was found thing. Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? It really is weird. Jono, swear a little and see if it goes away. Yeah, do some really severe swearing. Just make sure you don't get like blocked or anything. Loads of Andrea sometimes maliciously so. Castle, yes please Lee. Like the link. Okay, let me just go grab that quickly. Red cover. Find people. Okay. Oops, no, not that one. That one. So here's the link to the Red Coven Discord. Here you go. Carry my pad. Bought the wrong book then. It's still a great book to. I mean, of all the grimoire, all the Renaissance medieval grimoires, Grimoire and Verum is probably my favourite because it doesn't work with this idea of trapping spirits in a circle and things like that. It's actually about pact work, actually making pacts with the spirits. So it's always been probably my favourite. Problem with the Grimoire and Verum is that there's a lot missing from it. Although I do believe the new version by Peterson, he's filled in a lot of blanks. He found a lot of old manuscripts or something, and I still need to get it. Andrea, Yuri, may this Leo borrow your crown. I think Yoli is still trying to swear a lot to try and get rid of the crown. Richard, I have 50 XP, not sure what is needed to level up and what happens there. You have to talk more. Let's just double check here. So to get more XP you have to send live chat messages or send super chats and super stickers. There you go. Andrea's coming up. Hold on. Andrea's Andrea's number 4 at the moment with 150 XP. So yeah, go on, Andrea, you can do it. No, oops, no, don't want to do that. Let's not do that. There we go. Castle, you're a new Pokemon, Richard. There you go. Oh, sorry, James. I have to dash off. I sort the kitchen. Okay, have a good one. Cheerio. Andrea, see you soon, James. Gary Peterson is the one I bought, so it's not a total loss. Is it the new edition? I think it's the second edition, which has the new changes in it, all the new findings. Yelly, but I don't speak a lot. Yeah. Obviously YouTube likes you. Castle, start sing, don't speak. Yeah, start singing, there you go. I just said Yelly, quality not quantity. There you go. I think I'm going to go pretty soon as well. Been a tough week. I need to go sleep. Andrea Wu, number 4. Jono, I can't tell you what swear words to use. The message would be blocked. Kerry, it's the second edition. Okay, good stuff. Yeah. That's it, I need to get that one. Check prices again. There is, if you actually are interested in grimoires in general, I would actually also suggest reading Jake Stratton Kent, especially this book called The True Grimoire, I think it's called. Hang on, let me just get this one and I'll go Google the other one. I think it's called The True Grimoire. And I say that because what he did, he took the various grimoires of the aspects within the grimoires and analyzed, completely pulled them to pieces and analyzed them. It was a brilliant scholar, it really was. And kind of compared between like the Goetia and the Grimoire Verum and the methods used in all of this stuff. Yeah, it's called the True Grimoire. Jake Strand Kent generally is just a good read. Oh, wait, I lost my place. Richard, I'm here for the chat. Don't have much to say myself. That's okay. I don't have much to say myself. Andrea, what else can this Leo do to earn her crown? Don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens. Kerry, Amasaj, Mandy. I have a live later tomorrow morning at 3. We'll see if it happens in that chat as well, and we'll report back. Yeah. Castle, get the Picatrix if you want to challenge. It's a bloody big challenge, that is. Yeah, you have to be an astrologer to understand the Picatrix. Jono, good night everyone. Have a good one. Cheerio. Have a good week. Jono, night Jono, Andrea, see you next week, Jono. There we go. Jono. Yeah, I'm going to start wrapping up. If anybody's got any important questions, get them in quickly. I'm trying to soak this crown doesn't hit me on my head. Good night, Castle. Have a good one. See you next week. Have a good one. Finding that it makes a difference when you discern authors with these books. Well, problem is if you're looking at the grimoires, it's about translations, that's all. I mean, these were not originally written in English. But it's also about the scholarly approach to the whole thing as well. Especially like scholars like Peterson, for example. I mean, he really goes and he digs out the old manuscripts and really, gets into them, translates them, and pulls them to pieces. Which you need, otherwise, they're not going to exist anyway. Just good night. Have a good one. Yeah, I'm going to say goodnight as well. Alright, I'll see everybody next week, hopefully. Have a good one. Cheerio. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody, for the chat, for joining. Good night, Dragon. Good night, everybody. Have a great week, and I'll see you next